coming back to the U.P.C., the big issue, well, there are a number of big issues, but the industry wanted to go to U.P.C. symbols. They wanted to scan them. One of the big benefits of scanning was, theoretically, they could be more effective at the checkout counter. They also eventually wanted to get rid of pricing on products. Back in those days, every product had a label.
Every product had a price, that's right.
They wanted to get rid of that. This created lots of difficulties with unions, with consumers, with politicians, et cetera, et cetera. I spent an enormous amount of time in Sacramento talking to politicians, talking to unions, talking to consumer representatives to try to convince them that, hey, we're not trying to change the world here, we're just trying to change a procedure, a tactic of how to do something which is, we feel is going to be just as effective, if not more effective for you than we would otherwise. It was an uphill battle, which we obviously finally won. And little by little, but even when we first put in scanning, labels didn't come off.
Right.
That took a long time before price labels came off.
Bills and percentage here to keep you from doing that.
Yeah, absolutely.
Most bills.
Absolutely. We had all kinds of interesting events happen. I can remember one, for example, at Safeway. We moved our first system, not our system, we moved one counter with a scan system into one of their labs. And they had a regular counter in the lab. And they picked their best checker to see who could win. And we actually had a runoff where we took baskets of groceries. I was there, Mark was there, we watched it happen. And we won with the scanner. We beat this checker. She was amazing. I mean, she didn't look at anything.
What was she using, a mechanical or?
Yeah, just using her fingers.
Okay.
She never looked at the register.
Yeah.
She did everything, wrote, and she flew.
Yeah, but she couldn't use both hands.
Well, yeah, she moved the goods with one hand and typed with the other.
You know, but she can't move the product with both hands.
Oh, right.
Bob Sloat's argument at Kroger about why scanning will always win.
Oh, I see. But anyway, we did win it, and shortly thereafter we got a Safeway deal, which we went ahead and did a lot of business with Safeway.
Yeah.
Anyway, so the U.P.C. thing was an uphill battle. We did develop the scanners. I would say, getting back to the guys, this whole machine was developed by Dave and 4 hardware guys and Chuck and 4 software guys.
You know, it's interesting. How did you, a semiconductor company, decide to get into scanning, which is mostly an optical type of thing, when you had spectrophysics one town away?
Spectrophysics wasn't there yet.
They didn't have the scanner yet?
No, they didn't have a scanner yet.
Okay.
We had our scanner before they did.
I didn't realize that.
Oh, yeah.
So
Well,
the
yeah,
first...
I notice you say here, what is your relationship with spectrophysics? We had no relationship with spectrophysics.
Oh, I keep hearing about Nickel was going off to talk to spectrophysics.
Oh, it was just because they were working on it.
Okay.
But the fact of the matter is that they set up a division to do scanning, and they always tried to sell their scanner to us. They never succeeded. Their scanner, A, was not as good as ours. B, we could make ours a lot cheaper than they were willing to sell it to us for.
Sure.
Okay? So, other than the fact that we were very friendly, and I knew Herb Dwight, who was running Spectrophysics at the time. The fellow who was running the Spectrophysics scanner group and I knew each other well.
Hildebrand?
Hildebrand, Al Hildebrand. As a fact, Al and I became good friends, and I wound up actually being on the board of one of his startup companies.
Ah,
okay.
It's unfortunately passed too.
Yep, passed away last year. So I knew Al very well. We became very friendly. But they never did sell us anything.
I didn't realize that. I thought some of the early ones had been Spectre Physics
Oh, no,
centers.
no, they never sold us anything. Yeah, we tried them out, but they basically succeeded at NCR.
Yeah.
They did convince NCR to use theirs, so they made a business out of it.
Well, I think NCR came to them, actually.
I'm sure they did. I'm sure they did. NCR was having great troubles.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Doing it. So Spectre Physics scored there, but we really had no relationship with them.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, other than personal.